You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AfterBuzz TV for Jersey Shore. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest Jersey Shore news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, it's AfterBuzz TV for Jersey Shore.
Hello, everyone. This is Keven Kwow Undergaro with my co-host, Roxy Rookie Stryer.
Woohoo!
And Phil the Thrill sitting in for DJ Jesse in the booth. Thank you, Phil the Thrill.
No problem. We're getting a lot of shows, huh? That's why we got to split up so many times.
Yeah, we're being watered down, unfortunately. But no, but Phil, you do yeoman's job in there, just as effective.
Yeah, I don't like that you said that.
Anyway, it's season 4, Jersey Shore, episode 8, aptly titled "Where's My Boyfriend?"
I'm so sad.
As we see, just almost. Geez, now I'm really gonna date myself. There's a movie far before my time called Shane, and the
The Western.
Yes,
I just saw it.
Shane. Well, this was Jionni.
Oh.
And it wasn't just Snooki looking for him. It was Wow. Anyway, that's later on in the episode. Just to open up, we're back from the Boston Film Festival. A little shout out to everyone who came out to the fest to see our film Serial Buddies. We were sold out, had almost 500 people there, and just a great response. So it looks like we're on the right track, Roxy.
So it went well.
Yes.
And I couldn't be there, and I'm so sad.
Well, you're in LA. What about your brother Jet? I thought he was going to come see us.
He was coming to see it, but it got sold out.
Ah, gotcha. Anyway.
Yeah, but should have hopped on it earlier.
Anyway, well, when we're out in LA, people will join in. Also, just kind of exciting AfterBuzz news. We are in discussions with Jon Lovitz and his comedy club at Universal City Walk. And they, for those who don't know, John's club is also a multimedia studio, and they do Kevin Smith's podcast there, and they do Adam Carolla once a week, every Thursday, and they've caught the AfterBuzz, who hasn't, and we're talking about doing maybe some season finales there, and our kind of premiere one would be AfterBuzz TV's Breaking Bad edition, and that takes place in about 3 weeks. I know Phil is going to go this weekend to hopefully finalize the details with them, and then we'll be looking to get some of the Breaking Bad cast to join us down there and have Maria Menounos moderate. And anyway, it'll be another interesting step.
I have to get on that show.
Okay. All right, Phil.
I'm just saying, Breaking Bad. Like,
I know.
Really?
Yeah,
Seriously?
no, you're right. You're 100% right. Except it is Breaking Bad, Phil. That's the only one that we can go from Jersey Shore to Breaking Bad because it is really that cool.
I haven't seen a single episode, and I hear
You'd
it's
love it.
unbelievable.
No, because you know why,
it.
Roxy, you'd love it because you're gangster. So you would totally love that show.
Oh, now I'm gangster.
You're so gangster. You would so love that
Ooh.
show. Yeah, you're totally gangster. You would love that show. Anyway, we're hoping to do it in front of a live audience, and then, who knows, maybe we'll be doing some other AfterBuzz shows in front of live audiences there. Anyway, it could be a great first step. We will keep you in the loop on it. For now, let's jump into Jersey Shore. My overall thoughts is great episode.
Yeah.
Last week, now that Roxy's out of the studio, and if she calls in, she's sober. Hopefully, she sees last week differently. Last week was just one little kind of joke after another that didn't go anywhere for me personally, but I knew it was going to be an interim episode to deliver, as Sally Salsano has always done for us, and once again has done it so well. I think we're back. I think this was a great episode.
I think we kind of had a couple of those in a row. Yeah, seriously. No, good episode. We had a couple of those in a row that were like, well, it's funny, but so what? And,
So what?
So what? And this was what?
Yes.
This was it. I really liked the storylines going on, and we needed a dramatic episode.
We did, and we still, but we still had the comedy too. There's still
Right.
moments we were all laughing in the studios. We were watching it. Yes, thank you.
Well, the saddest moments are always the most comedic to me on this show.
Because they are so melodramatic.
When you're looking at Snooki and she's got the makeup and the streaks from the tanner, and she's with the pink silk sheets and the leopard pillow, and it's just hysterical.
But even Mike practicing his kicks, hilarious. Kwow having to spray the inside of her legs because she's all afraid that Jionni she's not going to be tan enough for him. So you have a lot of comedy through it. We open up with the car accident. It didn't really go that far. It was like she got a fender bender, she went to jail. It was a nice teaser cliffhanger for last week to kind of get us into this week. Once again for me, I just kind of see how much these guys like. Throughout this whole episode, I say this all the time. Why I love this show, because it is hilarious, but why I love it is you have that you have the funniness, but also you see, like, in their own weird way, they're very decent with each other.
Yeah, they're good people.
They all drive down there really fast, and Vinny's trying to speak Italian, and they're all stressed about how we got to save the meatballs. Anyway, for me, it was just nice to see that again, to be reminded of, like, they're good kids at the end of the day.
At their core, they are good people. It's just on the outside and what they do
they're
with
just
themselves,
mental.
which is why I think we have disagreeing opinions on Mike situation. I don't know if you want to get into that right
do you
now.
do you want to get right into it? I'm actually just confused. I said to you, like, what is this with him? He's like, he's looking at me. I think he's looking at me. And he's practicing his karate kick. Tell me, what was that about?
Okay.
Was Jionni really looking at him? Go ahead.
I think,
because I have some thoughts. But
my thought is that he's in love with Snooki.
Yes,
and it's all about
that's
that.
what I was saying. That's what you would do if you really liked somebody. He's being all bitchy and queeny and jealous.
Right. He says at one point, what does he say? These floors seem very secure. Is that what he says when he's practicing his kicks? Like, that's not a sane thing to say. I think not only is he crazy, he's crazy in love. And he loves Snooki.
Great point. He does. And it was really, and because I was like, is this guy creating a TV moment? Is he really getting looks from Jionni, and is he just getting nervous and insecure that the guy's going to hit him? Or it seems to me like he really likes her, and he's jealous.
But that's what's really, really hard about the situation, because you never know whether he's just doing something for TV.
Whether he's playing for TV or being genuine.
He's so smart.
He is, but Rox, he wears down. We've seen this before, because there's too many cameras on him. It's just too long a period of time where they're doing nothing but drinking and drinking and drinking. And I think, and you don't have any distractions. You don't have your cell phone. You don't have other outlets. So I always feel like with him, the mask falls off.
I do agree with that partially, but I think as much as he thinks when he's in the limelight, oh my God, what am I doing here? I think it's even scarier for him when he's not. So when the episode turns into being about Jionni and Snooki, I think part of him is doing everything he can to squeeze in and get as much screen time as possible.
Yep.
But the other part of him really does love Snooki.
He really loves her.
And I don't know how long that's been going on for, because I totally forgot about Snooki and Vinny until this episode, when Vinny was sitting there consoling her. I forgot that Snooki has a history with people in the house, because she's been I love Jionni. But then supposedly she hooked up with Mike this summer.
Right.
And he didn't get over it, and she did. And she so clearly did get over it.
I think, a guy like that, they're getting tons and tons of girls all the time.
Right.
But, like, and I don't know if this is a girl thing as well, but I know a guy thing is when you're getting a lot of girls and girls, you still want, like, let's say, Roxy, it was me and you in the house, right? And let's just say you and I had this thing. And let's say I was the situation, was grabbing all these girls. I would still like at the end of the day to know that you still like me.
Right.
That you still like me. I'm good with that. Then all of a sudden, record stops. You like somebody else. And then that bothers me. Is that what's going on?
Absolutely. And that's why Mike doesn't throw Brittany to the curb. Mike likes his sure thing. He likes to know that there's somebody there, no matter how psycho she is. Right now, Brittany's the person in the house he wishes it was Snooki, but it's not. it's this weird psycho blonde twin, Brittany.
Right.
But he went with Brittany over the hot Australian girl he brought home because he likes stability in that sense. As much as he likes to go out and hook up with random people, he wants a girl. I think he's getting to the point in his life where he wants one girl, and he wants it to be Snooki, but it can't right now. So he's kind of using Brittany.
Do you think with Snooki he sees like what a merger would do for their careers?
I think that is appealing to him, but I also think he really has learned to. They're kind of the boy-girl version of each other.
They are.
And when they get that drunk, they act the exact same way. It's like there's no getting through to them. Like completely irrational. They're very similar in personality.
Yep.
And I think he loves himself, and therefore he loves her.
We have theories here from other people other fans have said that they think he's a little bit maybe on the gay side, where that's why he overcompensates so much with picking up all the other girls. But at the end of the day, he just kind of wants to be with, I don't know. Just saying. I feel like he likes knowing he has the attention from her, and now that attention's taken away, it is bothering him.
The attention from Snooki?
Yes. And what I have to say is, like, how, on another note, how underwhelmed are you by the level of talent that he's bringing in? I mean, these girls, he's not bringing in hot women.
I don't really understand. I've been to Italy before. The women there are gorgeous.
Right. Do you think that they know he's a cheese ball? They don't want to sign the releases? I mean, what? Like,
I don't know if he's as famous there. And
I've seen paparazzi everywhere, right? Phil, aren't they? They're pretty famous over in Italy, aren't they?
They seem to be. I mean, we thought, it wouldn't be that way, but it seems like a lot of the people do know who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess, though, instead of knowing them as people that they grew up watching and love to watch, they know them. They're literally thinking, oh, these are the scumbag Americans who came over and are disgusting. And they're famous as hell, but they think of them a different way. It's not like they love this show. They're out at a club and they're like, that's the character of my favorite show. Let me go hook up with him.
They're also limited, too, because I'm sure there's a lot of clubs that were like, no way.
Yeah.
So it's just like on the Jersey Shore where they're limited to just a couple of clubs, and those clubs may not have the best looking girls.
And they're meeting a lot of people from Australia, from England, from France. Not a lot of people from Italy, a lot of tourists. So clearly those are the clubs that are letting them in.
Right.
So not the beautiful Italian woman that somebody like Vinny hopes to fall in love with and marry.
Yeah, we're not seeing any of that.
No.
Still, by the way, to step back, pretty funny joke by Snooki to do this, to tell the psycho, Mike's here. That was really funny.
That was kick-ass. I'm pissed it didn't work out.
It totally didn't work because he played through.
Yeah, the prank,
he just was like, okay, you got to go home.
And that's what I'm saying about her, because the prank just fell into Snooki's hand. She did it. And then Mike, because he's so smart, was like, no, I see what went on here.
Right.
I'm going to take this and run with it and pretend like I wanted her to be here and rub it in Snooki's face a little bit.
Oh, go the other way?
Yeah.
Oh, really? So you think that's what it was?
That's totally what I think it is. I think that Snooki has this guy that she can consistently rub in Mike's face, and he's actually here right now, or he was there this episode, and Mike doesn't have that as much. And with Brittany, even though they all know she's psycho, at least he didn't send her home, and then Snooki would have won,
By the way, like, Brittany 5 years from now, 10 years from now, I mean, like, look how she's been seen by 8-9 million people. It's pretty funny, right?
Ridiculous. And is she doing this all for the fame? Who is this girl?
I don't know.
And where's her twin?
Just a crazy girl having fun in Italy, I guess.
She's a psycho.
She is a psycho. So let's move on to, if you're okay with Snooki. So Snooki's so excited for Jionni.
Oh.
And I'm hearing, I haven't liked him up till now with his phone conversations with her. The phone conversation he had with her before he came, he was concerned about her being in an accident. Are you okay? And I'm like, maybe I'm going hard on this guy.
First he says, were you drunk? And then she says no. And then he says, are you okay?
You're right.
That was that was it for me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
By the way, you and Jionni.
Lights flashing.
You and Jionni would never.
Ever. Oh my God.
No.
I would put that kid in his place so fast. It's not
never
even
would
funny.
Work.
Is he kidding? He's with Snooki. And JWoww even said that the episode before. But that was what went off for me. Were you drunk? So judgmental.
Controlling.
controlling. You
So
have no idea what
controlling.
state she's in. She says, I got in a car accident. He says, were you drunk?
Were you drunk?
That's the first thing that comes out of his mouth. Not,
Yeah.
honey, how are you?
Are you okay?
That's like, oh my God.
Yeah, he's just like the little old-fashioned Italian man, you
Yeah.
know. And I think,
Ridiculous.
and I have to confess, when I was at that age, I was probably that much of a dick too. God, it's like painful to admit, but
Most guys are.
But I see that like now, it's like, my God, thank God, life beat me down enough. You know, as I always say, I was properly tenderized. But now it's just like I look at that and I'm so embarrassed. I look at it like the way Sammy looks at this now. Oh my God, that's me.
Yeah,
I
but
know,
then
that's
next
switching-
week she's going to be doing
Of
the
course,
same
of
thing.
course. I'm getting too far ahead of ourselves. But so we have some fun here where she puts on a little tan. And another great line, I want to get a C-section because I don't want to F up my vagina. Awesome.
Yep.
Hilarious.
Yep. You go, girl.
And so, so up they go. JWoww goes, my God, that red dress. She just was like, whoa, stunning.
Knockout. She looked like a total
My
knockout.
God. Like this, and for me, we're seeing the slight redemption on Ronnie and Sammy just as individuals in this. But again, I have to say my consistent MVP every week has been JWoww.
I 100% agree. And I thought that this episode, she's level-headed.
Yes.
She's awesome. She brings everybody back down to earth. She doesn't take she easily could have looked at Snooki and said, no, you're screaming at me. I'm done.
I'm done.
But
No, she
looked
hangs
and said,
in.
you know what? You're drunk. You're my best friend. I'm going to go. My feet are
And
bleeding.
so let's back up a little bit. And again, I apologize. I'm jumping around
Yeah,
a lot.
we're all
but,
over the place.
But let's talk about before we get into this fight, because this fight with them takes us into the end, into predictions. But with JWoww, you see Roger calls. And I said last week, they're becoming like the patriarch and matriarch of the show, like the two kind of responsible ones, the ground rules. So here's Roger, who doesn't really have to work. He could do what I did with Maria Menounos and just stop working and kind of going behind the scenes and kind of help manage her brand or whatever. And he's like, I can't get the time off. And he's being genuine. You see her genuinely cry because I've been stuck out here with all these meatheads.
Yep, 100%.
Going to clubs, pretending to drink, pretending to have fun, where I'm over this now. I'm a businesswoman. I'm in love with this guy, Roger, who's we've seen in other episodes, very charismatic, very gregarious. People seem to like him. He seems decent, down to earth. But being a decent guy, he's like, I got to work. I couldn't get the time off. He would have loved the camera time. He would have loved to have been in Italy.
Absolutely. He would have loved to have been with his girlfriend because they're a real couple.
Because they're a real couple.
They're a real couple. And that's all I kept thinking through this whole thing. She didn't say, are you serious? You couldn't get the time off? She said,
no.
She said, I totally understand.
Great
I'm
girl,
really
right.
upset about it. I totally understand.
Right.
She was sad. She wasn't angry. She was nothing. And he was apologetic, but there was nothing he could do.
All I kept thinking about was Maria and me. Maria would make it so, one, she'd either be, no, you need to get out here and just don't quit the job, or she'd be, okay, I gotta go, because a lot of times when she goes to Cannes and or Cannes and the other places, it's like, no, she's too busy having fun. Like the last thing she wants is me out there.
Oh,
so I'm
that's
like,
not
now,
true.
No, that is true. Then that's why I'm like, wow, I'm falling in love with JWoww. She is amazing. She is an amazing girl. My God.
She's independent. And as we said the week before, actually, no, I think it was 2 weeks ago, JWoww's doing this because it's her job.
It's her job.
This is her job.
100%.
Why else would she want to leave the boy that she really likes, the place she loves?
She's over it. She's grown up.
Yeah, but it's her job.
It's her job.
She
That's
sucks
right.
up. She doesn't complain.
Right.
She makes the best of it. And even after that, all the girls took her out and said, this is your night. And they said she's having a great time.
Right.
Because she's not going to sit there. She's not going to dwell over the fact that he's not coming. She's going to say, well, that sucks.
Right.
Now let me go drink it off.
Drink it off. I'll finish off. Do my time here, and I'll see him when I get home.
Yeah.
So we go to the club, and of course Mike is stewing in the corner, practicing his karate moves, trying to start trouble. And over on the stage, Snooki lifts up her skirt, and he says, "Stop it." And she's like, kind of like, "Screw you." She tried to stand up to him. And so I forget the quote, but she said to him basically like, "Screw you." And so he's like, "Okay."
You're
and
talking
so,
about Jionni. She said it's Jionni.
And then out wobbles Jionni. And again, like Gianni's body, kind of strange.
Fred Flintstone #2.
Yeah, almost like.
Yeah.
I felt like he was something from what's the world of the Hobbit, Phil? Like that's what it felt like. It felt like one of those.
Lord of the Rings?
It was like Lord of the Rings, like one of those like characters, kind of like waddling around.
Out there, yeah. We just see. I don't really know how he stands, not doesn't fall. He seems top heavy to me.
Yeah. Just anyway, out he waddles,
Right.
and she just runs after him. My boyfriend. Why is he leaving me? Why is he leaving me?
Yeah.
And then, as you said, JWoww tries to help.
Yeah.
She screams at JWoww, but JWoww hangs in and is kind of like, okay, I know you don't mean any of this. You're just being hysterical.
Right.
Where 3 years ago, JWoww may have even fought her for pushing her back.
Yeah.
What's that?
Here we
ring sound?
go.
Oh God.
We pulled out the biggest piece of technology we could, and we're calling Mari Fagel from a cell phone.
Really? Are you kidding me?
Mari, can you hear us?
Hello.
I can't hear you guys. It's really staticky. Can I use the 424 number?
That one's being occupado, Mari. We got Charlie's Angels. We got like 8,000 shows we're doing. It's Thursday night, baby.
Yeah,
but we
it's
have you on
Thursday night
cell
at the bar.
phone.
She can't hear you.
You sound good to us, Mari. All right, she's gone.
She's sitting there thinking, huh?
Phil,
What?
ever just type in her thoughts?
Type as an essay. That's what.
Okay, now Phil, you're killing us. Phil, like we're having a bad show. We're fine. We're fine without
whale.
Mari. We love Mari. We'll talk to her next week. Anyway, so going back to wherever we were, this fight's taking place, and we see Ronnie run out and down the street, tries to be decent. You know, again, we're seeing this from Ronnie. We're seeing like the decent Ronnie coming out.
Right, but this is what Ronnie says. Not to Jionni, but to us. It's Snooki. You knew what she was. You're mad at her because she
everyone's
did
been
one
saying that.
slutty thing.
Right.
She didn't kiss somebody. She
Right.
wasn't dancing with somebody.
Right? Has been loyal to him
In
the
front
entire time,
in
right?
front of him is dancing sexy on a stage. Yeah, she flashed her vagina. That's Snooki. She could have started dry humping a pole. She could have dry humped Mike. She could
Right,
have,
and she didn't.
And she didn't.
No,
she
and
was being a really
She's being
good.
Snooki. And by the way, what paid for your flight was that kind of behavior, and
Yeah.
probably God knows what else it's paid for in your relationship.
100%.
You knew what you were getting into.
Who is this kid who thinks that he can
wants
come in
to,
here?
Yeah, I tell you, Roxy, he wants to. This is what guys do. He wants to break her and control her, and this is what they do. They beat them down. They beat them down until they break their spirit,
Right.
and then turn them into whatever they want, and therefore have the control.
Which I hate to say it, but they're engaged and they're still together.
Because
so.
when he did his walkout, it's completely staged. When guys now, by the way, girls do this too, but I can tell you from the guy end, he knows when he's leaving. He knows she's going to follow him. She's going to cry, and this is the game. And this will go back and forth
Okay.
and back and forth until he completely decimates her spirit.
So let me ask you.
Yep.
What would have happened then if she hadn't followed him?
He would call her.
He'd call her.
Oh, 100%.
So she should have.
Should have said, okay, bye, buddy. So here's a lesson, all you girls. And she should have said, you know what? Okay, I'm good. And he would have come crawling back to her.
She should have, in my opinion, she should have never cried. Once he walked out after she did that,
100%.
she should have said, ladies, let's take shots. They
And
should have
that's-
taken shots.
he's being immature. He's going to handle it. But
Yeah.
you know something? Even if she cried and reacted, it's still fine. It's just that when he makes that move, it's like, okay, listen, buddy, I apologized. Okay, like whatever. I didn't mean to
Yeah.
upset you, but you know what? Now you want to like walk out and go home and be like this crazy.
You're
then
gonna
you know
walk
what?
out on me? Then
Then
walk.
Keep
Then
walking
walk.
and don't come back.
Yeah.
And then you would see, oh boy. And then when he comes back, you say to him, that's it now. One more time and our relationship's over. Are we clear? And then that's it. And then
Okay.
he'd be the one broken. And he definitely, that troll.
Ladies, do you hear that?
Yeah, that
Loud
troll
and
would
clear.
definitely stay. And by the way, guys have to do it too, because I see girls pull us all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the
AfterBuzz
No.
TV exclusive.
I'd hardly say it's exclusive, but
No, that's it's
but-
important because people forget that. It is to a certain point always about the chase. When you're young,
it is.
you
Yeah.
can't just put yourself out there and be the follower. Nobody wants a little tag along.
Right.
And that's what Snooki's making herself become. And honestly, I wish that Snooki was still with Vinny or
Well,
going after Vinny.
well, we'll talk about that in predictions, right? Because we're gonna see in scenes
Oh,
from next week.
yeah.
But look what he pushed her into. So,
Yeah.
but that's why we know he would come back. By the way, but I know he'd come. I knew he'd come back anyway. But you have the proof because
Right.
they're obviously
but
together
he left
now.
and he said, "You're single." He said that word
Yeah,
for
you're
word.
single.
You're single.
You're single. All baloney, all hype.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
all
yeah.
hype and all baloney. And of course, so once again, we see the whole house rallying, which I love. You know, they're having their food off to the side at some point. And some of them are more involved than others.
Right.
But it was interesting that Sammy was like, oh my God, now I see what I do to you guys.
Yeah.
And like you said, she's totally, by the way, they're so due. Those two are so due.
Wait, were they even together this episode?
I think they're they're together during this because I've been noticing in the background of shots they're talking, and he's not picking up other girls. So I think they are, but editing wise, whatever's going on with them, they're keeping to the side. But I'm looking for over the next few episodes, I'm looking for this to bubble up again for sure. You know they can't hold it together.
I'm having like a coughing fit. Sorry.
Phil, let's go to commercial while Roxy coughs it out, and then we'll do news, gossip, predictions, and everything else.
Want to find out what the AfterBuzz is about?
Janice is a drama queen.
This is the divide that is going to carry the series.
Give us a call. 424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
It's television, and they want it to be as dramatic as possible.
I mean, it's Shakespearean.
You never know what goes on behind closed doors.
Find out why AfterBuzz TV is the #1 source for after-show content.
Now, in the eyes of Jimmy, Nucky is a villain.
424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
I mean, who would you guys rather hear that from? Your husband or your best friend?
The wig will come out.
When the TV show is over, get your AfterBuzz on.
Do you dance at all, Kevin?
Yeah, when I'm drunk, of course I do.
Oh, it's this? You keep it real close?
Have to.
He parties like a rock star.
Because anytime you go out any further, you're taking a risk.
Wait, what happened to our beers during Jersey Shore?
Oh, I don't know. I just have too much going on. I was running late, and like there's a lot going on.
Okay.
There's a lot going on right now
Yeah.
at the office. So yeah. Anyway, I couldn't. Tonight. So I don't know if you notice the difference. We're sober.
That everybody's like, oh, that's why we're sober.
Yeah, we're sober tonight. So.
Sober.
Yeah, you have to keep like the elbows to your side. You know who teaches a guy how to dance really well? Is Will Smith. That's right. In Hitch. He teaches every guy how to dance.
That's literally what I was just thinking.
So you don't have to go out on a limb. Like when I was younger, I'd go out on the limb, and like, you know what? Like, nope. You just keep it in, keep everything tight, keep it in, just kind of go. See, I used to play the drums, so
Wait, so you don't do the fist pump?
I guess I just haven't been. Yeah, I guess when we went down when we did spring break last year, I did the fist pump.
So it's either here or here.
Yeah, it's like this. But I'm sober now. No, I guess I was really drunk. Yeah, it depends.
Okay.
Depends. When we go, it's funny. We talked to a lot of when we were at the Emmys. We were approached by a lot of sponsors that said, "Geez, we'd love to put AfterBuzz on the road." So hopefully, we keep saying we're going to do it. I don't know. One of these days we will. Anyway, okay. So we are into Phil. Do we have news and gossip this week, Phil?
Well, if you want Hitch, look up at your screen.
Oh, interesting. Wow, look at you, Phil. So you're showing us the
How did you get there so fast?
That's Phil.
Ready?
All right, for those of you on podcast mode right now, you can't see it.
But we've got, so we see...
Time to start the fire.
Why are we having a brain freeze? King of Queens, like I even know him personally.
Start the fire.
Who's this, Roxy?
I was just going to say
Kevin James. Sorry.
Yeah.
So Kevin James is doing the bad white guy dance.
That always happens
and
when
trying
somebody
to be
asks
cool.
Somebody's name.
You always forget.
Yeah.
We were at a wedding this weekend, a big star wedding with a celebrity trainer. And we saw a lot of like bad white guy dancing.
But you were not one of them.
But no, I was observing. And then, but also there were a lot of black people at this wedding too, Vanessa Williams and Kanye and all that. And so it was great that they were able to like show us how good dancing is.
Okay.
Yeah, we look silly. Wait. Okay, so now we're off, Phil. Wait, we didn't get to see
You
Will
guys
Smith
weren't even
teach us.
talking. There was teaching.
No, I wanted to see, guys. I was leading us in. Kevin Smith did the bad white guy version.
No,
and
he
then...
did it. We saw it. People
All right,
know.
okay,
They've
we're on.
watched.
Anyway, go see Hitch if you want to learn. If you can't dance and you want to like not make a fool out of yourself, fine.
Right here.
Okay.
This is home.
We've got
wait. So now we're back?
I want to see none of that. I don't need no pizza. They got food there.
And then when she turns around, ready, watch. She does a turn. She turns around.
Elbows 6 inches from the waist, 90-degree angles.
See, 6 inch face.
Don't you bite your lip. Stop it.
Don't bite your lip. Yep.
Look, ready? When she turns, though, gotta wait for this. And then he lets it go.
Kevin
He breaks
James,
loose. Yeah.
it's a horrible dance. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's times like this I just really am embarrassed to be white. It's so embarrassing to be white in some ways. It really is, Roxy. We're really a bunch of nerds.
I prefer to call myself Tan.
Tan. Okay. Okay. But you know,
I'm just kidding. That was a line from Snooki.
No. I was gonna say somehow like what I also love about being Jewish is somehow it's been like
it's like an ethnicity.
Yes, because when people like when Jewish people are saying, "Oh, you're white," no, wait, I'm Jewish.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's interesting. Phil, isn't Jewish white? Am I not lost?
Jewish is
Eastern
white.
European.
But if you talk about, when I'll like frequently greet people in our office, I'll come in and say, "What's up, white people?" or "What's up, white girls?" and be like, no, "I'm Jewish."
But it's the
like,
only religion that's also considered a race. So anyway, I guess, but that would be like that'd be like me saying you're white and you'd saying no, I'm Italian.
I'm Italian,
so
right?
It
so I
doesn't
think
really
we're white.
make sense.
So anyway, we're white and we're embarrassing. Anyway, so we have no news and gossip. Well, we do. Predictions.
No.
Your AfterBuzz TV.
I feel like we're just flying through this
We're
right
flying
now.
right through it. We're flying because it's just you and I. We don't have other people breaking us down, Rox.
I know, but it was such a good episode.
It was a great episode.
Wait, before we get to predictions, can't we just talk? I just wanted to talk a little bit about that second, and it gets into predictions with Vinny and Snooki.
Well, that's predictions.
Yeah,
that's
but
next week.
We see in this episode him comforting her.
Oh no, comforting, but we don't see the actual.
About,
okay.
I'm just saying how that leads up to it. We saw him comforting her, and that's what reminded me. Oh my God, I forgot how sweet he can be.
Yes.
And that they had a thing, and she loved him.
She really loves him. Mike is just.
I was thinking this before we saw, and then we got.
You got the payoff to predictions to see the scenes from next week where we see them actually kiss.
She crawls into bed with him, and they kiss.
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 And so what I'm saying, and that's why I'm saying Jionni would absolutely turn around and come back.
Right.
Because he turns around and comes back when she was just dancing provocatively. She's made out with Vinny, who she said she loved, and he is still with her now.
Yeah, but he said, you're single, and she did her thing.
Right. No. And my point is,
your point is they're together now.
But my point is he would always come back to her. That's why I knew anyway, but that's the proof. Because he knows that they made out and the bitch came back. Like, that's the moment you go, you know what? You love this guy. You made out with him. No, we're done. But nope, he's still there.
So you
it shows.
Think that Snooki could do anything in the world and he's going to come crawling
100%,
back?
of course.
But if he did anything in the world, would she go crawling?
She'll put up with it for a while, but I think eventually she'll stand up to him because she's Snooki.
Because she's Snooki.
Yeah.
But if she wasn't famous and this was just a relationship, a couple, would he have come crawling back? No, because he only comes back because it's Snooki.
No. Oh, I don't know. That's a whole other thing. I mean, I don't know. And like I said, I don't know if it's relevant. We don't know. I don't know. Maybe she's the most popular girl in the sorority or in their college. Like you have to know what's going on. But he's just trying to win. He's trying to break her, and he's trying to have control. He's a very controlling guy, and he may be like that the rest of his life. Hopefully, he'll grow out of it. But she does. I mean, other than giving us drama. Yeah, other than giving us drama, which I appreciate, it's like, come on, Snooki's like you said, great girl because she is crazy, but she's been totally loyal to this guy.
Yeah, but that's not the only thing we saw with Snooki next week. We see Mike saying, "I love you, I want to be with you."
Right, and now it's gonna get weird because she doesn't. She's gonna kind of be nice to him because she's hurting, but it's Vinny that she's always loved.
Yeah, it's Vinny. So let's get this straight. She's hooked up with Vinny. She's hooked up with Mike. She's hooked up with Deena.
You're right. That's awesome. You're right. That is amazing.
I think she's made the most rounds in the house.
She has. Oh, no. Deena's done Snooki, and she's done Pauly, and no one else. So you're right. So
Snooki.
She's head meatball.
Yeah, I think for next week, I'm going to make a chart of everybody who's hooked up.
And I think she's the winner.
Yeah, she's the winner.
She's the winner.
You go, Snooki. So anyway, though, Mike says he loves her, and she just kind of nods and smiles, and that proves our point that I really think everything Mike's been doing is because of that.
Because he loves her.
Because he loves her, or because he thinks he loves her.
I think that's it. He does think he loves her. This is episode 8, so how many more do we have to go, Phil?
It usually ends up being 12.
12, and then...
Oh, I thought it was 16.
12, and then we take a break, and then we come back for when they go to the Jersey Shore, right?
That's right. And if you guys want, I have all of Mari's thoughts in a text message.
Okay,
here we go.
Please read Mari's thoughts.
All right. And I'm glad Sammy finally realized how annoying her bullshit with Ronnie is. Great opinion, Mari. Mari's listening on Ustream, by the way, so feel free to...
Oh, my God.
Then she said, and JWoww is such a good friend, but her own BF doesn't seem to be too into her. He didn't much care.
Only Mari. Mari thinks everyone in the world is wealthy like her. Mari, not everyone in the world could just like jump on planes and be with their partners. The guy has a job.
I kind of
in
agree.
a terrible recession. All right, I want to hear.
A little part of me agrees because as much as I do think they are a real couple, in no way, shape, or form was he like, babe, oh my God, I know I told you I'd be there. I'm so sorry. He didn't even call her. She called him and said,
to find out.
This is what I heard.
I kind of think there's some editing. I know, but there's something strange with that.
There's something weird because there's no way that he called Jionni.
I think he sounded very down in the dumps on the phone about it.
Yeah,
there's no way this guy doesn't want to come to, no matter what he's like. Right. I know there's guys that love when the girlfriend goes away because then they can play around on the girlfriend. But there's no way he doesn't want to come to Florence and be on camera.
I agree with that.
There's no way.
I agree, but his reaction was weird. His reaction was a little weird. I'll give Mari that.
I just think they're very secure, and I just think that they're mature, and I think that that they. I mean,
agree with that too.
But I could see. But you have to understand, this is Mari, the world Mari lives in. She just thinks everyone can just jump on planes and just go with their heart and do what they want. Just
Mari did just jump on a plane and come.
Exactly. That's Mari. That's why we love her. She's a rock star.
Okay.
But if you'll notice, let's go back to Mari's past. I called her for the MTV Movie Awards gifting suite, and Mari was like, I can't do that. I can't take time off.
Oh, interesting.
Oh,
but
so
poor
she
Roger,
should be more understanding.
But poor Roger, who works at a factory somewhere, and is like, or whatever. I think
keeps America going for the blue collar people.
I think he's an electrician.
Oh, and, please don't make this something it's not.
I'm just playing.
Oh my God!
All right, so next week.
Wait,
listen,
does Mari have more? Is that all Mari's thoughts?
Is that Mari's thoughts wrapped up?
Mari had the typical high school answer of it was interesting, and that was her 2 cents.
Thank you, Mari. Great.
Oh, it was interesting.
Phil. Anyway, I think we're gonna have a great episode next week.
Yeah.
I think we're going out very strong. So I'm thinking next week will be strong, and I think by 10, 11, 12, it's got to be Ronnie and Sammy again.
Are we not going to see Roger at any point? Roger's not going to come at all, we don't think?
Wait. Mari, she rebutted, and she said it's because she was taking the boring ISAT test. LSAT.
Okay, you're right.
It looked like Nye.
Gotcha.
Yeah, sure.
I think, no, I actually think with Roger, I don't know why I feel like he'll surprise her.
That's what I was saying.
He'll do a surprise visit.
Stole my theory.
Yes, but I thought you thought he was joshing with her, saying I'm not going to come, and then he's going to come.
No, well, that's what I kind of thought. I thought that he was saying he was trying to surprise her.
I feel like he's going to make it in for a weekend.
Yeah.
I feel like he is. But anyway, Phil, until next week, right? Phil, anything we should be promoting?
Well, as of now, for those of you who have seen the movie Serial Buddies, check it out on IMDb. If you haven't seen it, check it out on IMDb and write in why you haven't seen it because you want to see it. And the movie's Serial Buddies. I don't know if I said that.
What else? You can buy Maria's book, The Every Girl's Guide to Life. What else are we selling, Phil? And then you can listen to us on YouTunes. You can watch us on Ustream. You can get us on Stitcher. What else?
Well, hold on. If you want to learn to drink in the proper way, buy Maria Menounos' book, The Every Girl's Guide to Life. It has everything from basic shot taking to how to make the best chasers, whatever you want.
Is that really in the book, Phil? I don't think that's in the book.
It's an A to Z guide to a girl's life. Roxy's life revolves around alcohol. What the hell are you telling me?
I was going to say, that would be my book.
Yeah.
If I write a book, how to make the perfect shot. Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to sneeze in a second. You got to get us out, Phil.
All right, iTunes and all that. Check us out. Tell your friends and let us know which shows for the fall season you want to do. There's obviously tons of them, but we're always willing to add more. Thank you.
From producers Keven Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later, bitches!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.